I mean, we know this, right? The church is not a country club for those of us who have it all together. It's a hospital for those of us who know we don't. And nowhere will you find a church that proves that more than right here. I mean, if you just look at John 3:16, we all know this. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son that, what's that word? Whoever. I mean, is there a less exclusive word than whoever? Whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. So Jesus being the one and only Son of the one and only God and the one and only door into the kingdom of heaven is not exclusive because everyone's invited and anyone is on the list. It's not exclusive, follow me, it's specific. It's not exclusive, it's specific. Jesus is the way to the God. By the way, that is the truth claim of Christianity. By the way, every religion makes a truth claim. Jesus is the only one that showed up dressed in grace. That's why I trust it. I picture just humanity separated from God by a canyon called sin. Now enter religion, because religion is our efforts to bridge the gap. And we think if I could just be a little more gooder than bad, that I will somehow tilt these divine scales in my direction and I will earn the favor and forgiveness that I need to spend the rest of forever in heaven with God. As if God grades on a scale and we look around and we see some people maybe not as sharp as us and we go, well, I'm not perfect, but I'm not divorced like my sister or a drug addict like my cousin. And these are the silly religious games we play. So God's gonna let you into heaven because like you don't party as hard as the rest of your friends? Because you're really into nonprofits and you're kind and you're a Republican, that's why? Because you go to church, your parents go to church because you're a good person? I mean, I'll give you that. Like, I think you're a great person, but what are we talking about here? A holy God who cannot exist where there is even a drop of sin, which means, do the math with me, what's required? You gotta bat 1,000 and score 100% in this life, or you gotta find a different way. Us like trying to earn our salvation by being gooder. I'm like, man, when Mother Teresa on her best day doesn't come close. And if she was in this room, she'd be the first to amen that. We're separated from God by this canyon called sin. Jesus gave his life to become the bridge. God made a way when there was no way. Now imagine for a second, you're standing over here looking at this bridge and you go, only one bridge, God? Exclusive much? And I go, what? Like, how many bridges do you need to cross a canyon? The point is, there is a bridge and there didn't have to be. Do you have any idea how expensive that bridge is? Do you have any idea what that bridge cost God to make? So Jesus saying, I am the way and the truth, the life, the door, the bridge, not all roads. One road leads to heaven and it's me, is not exclusive, it's specific. So before we shake our fists at God for that, you guys, there shouldn't be any roads to heaven. It's not like there were 8 and then God dwindled it down to 1 because Jesus wanted to be the guy. There was no door to heaven until God built the most expensive door in history. And the price was the perfect blood of his one and only son who was crushed on a cross. So 2,000 years later, I could say yes to his grace.